Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your not fortnightly, mid-month reading for the end of November, the second half of November. So a little bit of Scorpio season left, and then we move into Sagittarius season. And there is a new moon on the 24th in Sagittarius, a new moon in Sagittarius. So that's occurring at 1 degree of Sagittarius. So let's see what is coming through for you, Virgo. We have, okay, take charge of this situation and health and healing. Lovely, absolutely. So it may be taking charge of a situation that involves health and healing, or taking charge of the situation can precipitate and create health and healing. So yeah, I feel like that's an important energy to come through. Let's look at what situations or themes this could be around, Virgo. So let's see what's coming through. Okay, we have Five of Feathers, strategy and resilience. Okay, absolutely. This is little armadillo putting on your tough hide, off you go. You're working a plan here. So it's kind of like, yeah, I do feel like you have to take a charge of a situation here, but the Five of Feathers is the Five of Swords. So this is representative of a conflict in your life in some sort. So it could definitely be whether this is like a falling out or an argument, or it's just you're not getting on with somebody. It's a sense of being able to kind of just go, right, I'm going in, shielding my energy, and I'm being really resilient, but I've got a plan. And my plan might have this intention to kind of bring the health and healing to the situation. So let's see what is shifting and changing with this for Virgo. So what's shifting and changing for Virgo around this situation? Lots of shifting and changing, actually, but I feel like it's these three cards. Strangely enough, I am seeing the Death card there, which is showing that there is a sense of, yeah, transforming the way that you're emotionally responding to a situation. It could be around feeling vulnerable as well. But we've got Wand, Queen, Aries, Throne, Sword 10, Uranus, Gemini, and Sword King, Aquarius, Crown. So a lot of Aquarius and Uranus and air making a decision, being very discerning. I think there's a decision here with the Sword King. Again, the Sword King is very emotionally detached. It's kind of like detached from any kind of drama, step back, look at it rationally, and then there's some decisions or plans that need to be made here. And one of them may be with that Sword 10, reestablishing some sort of boundary, saying no, saying something doesn't work out, it's not working out. And this is where you need to kind of be a little bit diplomatic, discerning, tactful perhaps, but there's definitely a no that needs to come in, or something needs to kind of be put to a stop or put to an end. So it's, I feel like there's a firmness to the communication if somebody's kind of not acting in the right way. The Seven of Pentacles. So Virgo, I wanted to let you know that this is, this reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you a more holistic view of what's going on for you. This is a general reading, Virgo. Just take what feels right and leave the rest. And there's no extended reading for the mid-monthly, but there is an extended reading for the monthly readings. And if you're interested in any of my personalized services, the link for that is in the description box below. Okay, let's see what's coming in here. It is going to require a lot of strength coming in, but this Sword 10 feels really, really important. I really feel like it's important to kind of be setting up a boundary or saying no about something. The Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands, the Page of Cups. Now, this is where there's things like apologies could come through in the situation. The Five of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. Yes, something's been really out of balance here. The Five of Wands, it's been a bit of a struggle, but look at this, the Star card coming in. Healing, peace, wishes coming true, beautiful with the star. There's new opportunities, new things developing. So if there's conflict within a situation or a relationship, and this is somebody that you actually care about or something that you want to resolve, great opportunity to do that. There's new energy coming in that feels fresh. There's new direction. There's new focus that comes in. There's celebration around that, which is really lovely. And the Empress. Okay, so yes, very fertile time. Expect a great outcome with the Empress. So absolutely. I feel like for some of you wanting to kind of yeah, it feels like you're wanting to take something on and see growth in a situation where it feels like, okay, either I don't have the time, effort, energy, or there's some kind of conflict around, clashing of schedules, or something's happening here where I really need to make room for something new to come in, for new growth. And I really have to say no to something as a result of that, because we see here the Seven of Pentacles here. There's perhaps a pivot or an adjustment in terms of how you're working a situation, especially when it comes to like a group dynamic, that you're wanting to see some kind of growth, or if you're wanting to move on from that conflict we're talking about. But the Seven of Pentacles can be a lot to do with just making some really pragmatic decisions around your money, your business, your home. What is it, your resources? What is it that you want to grow here? And so, crossed by the Six of Wands, it may be that what you've been doing so far has not been working. It hasn't been successful, so it may require a little bit of a pivot. In your conscious mind, we do have the Strength card, this with the Five of Feathers. It is resilience. Absolutely. You are having to be very, very resilient, and it's being brave, like being very, very courageous. Perhaps you're going into the lion's den. Perhaps you're addressing something, or having to go into a very difficult situation where there is conflict, or where there is something that just has to something has to be put an end, or you have to say no to something. And it's hard to do that, but it's a necessary action. So I feel like you're gathering your strength to really do what is necessary here. It might not necessarily be popular, but it's what's necessary, because I feel like you can see the situation, and there's some decisions, some hard decisions that need to be made here. And this is for the greater good of everybody in the situation. Maybe you're helping somebody, and it's to do making some decisions around their health and healing that they can't make themselves for whatever reason, or that they need a little bit of help with you. I feel like you kind of need to be like the pillar, the strong one here. That's kind of what I'm getting, Virgo. So, it's like you need to be strong, quite literally. At the base, we have the Wheel of Fortune, because things are shifting and changing with this situation. Absolutely. And I think that you've got the foresight to see that with the shift and change, that some changes need to be made here. So the Wheel of Fortune next to the Empress is actually, things are shifting and changing when it comes to love or money, or even like something to do with your mother as well. There could be something that's expanding and growing in that area. So it does feel a little bit like the situation is expanding and growing, and you need to adjust and work with it. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, the Wheel of Fortune next to the Empress. Absolutely. I mean, it's a fertile time to bring in these changes and to work with the situation. And, the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune together is expansion of money and love for some of you as well. So that's really fantastic. The King of Wands, this is take charge of this situation in the recent past. You've got Wand King, Wand Queen, and Sword King. So there's a lot of managerial energy around taking charge, conversations, meetings, talks. But there's people around, and maybe not just you're working with other people. It's like that have to make some executive decisions here. So the King of Wands, it really is like, needing to step up and take charge. In the near future, you got the Page of Cups. So if there has been some kind of conflict around, this is where there's messages that can come through that can help soften that energy. This, like I said, can sometimes be apologies that come through, or I'm sorry I said that, or, something that can soften the situation. It's a heartfelt message that comes through. But the Page of Cups is also a sense that we're moving into new territory, new emotional territory here, with what's going on with this situation and what's going on at this moment in time. So there's a sense of, apprehension, vulnerability, even, nervous excitement, but it's about listening to those messages from your heart, because your heart is guiding you forward here. But I mean, there's a lot going on. You've got, but I think, as I said that, they kept going, no, Sword King, Sword King, Sword King. It's your head is making these decisions. Listen to the heart. Listen to those little messages that are coming through from somebody that feels a little bit like, or an energy around you that feels a little bit like, our inexperienced or new, or stepping into like new terrain that feels unfamiliar in some way, it feels like there needs to be some kind of rational thinking around it though as well, that Sword King energy. So this, could be you, somebody else, but there's somebody making some decisions here, clear-cut decisions. So you're presenting as the Five of Pentacles where, the Five of Pentacles is where you potentially seeing that there are situations that you need to move on from, especially when it comes to material resources. There's a managing of material resources. That's sometimes the Five of Pentacles is where there's been conflict around material resources that need to be sorted out, like money or something to do with work. There's just something that needs to be sorted out here, and I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. So we have in the energy surround you, the Two of Pentacles. This is where, it's a delicate balancing act, like dealing with all these. I keep getting like tact or, it's a delicate balancing act going into this situation and trying to rebalance something that's been out of balance. You're dealing with a lot of different people and different people's agendas and points of view, and it's diplomatic energy could really be helpful. But the Two of Pentacles, there's something that's been out of balance with the way resources have been managed or been working here. The energy is potentially going to be feeling a little bit stretched if you're managing and working with all of this. But that's just, it is like a juggling energy balancing act. Again, another five. So you got a lot of the fives represent conflicts. So it represents that, you've got the Five of Feathers, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. This has been a bit of a struggle. Like it's absolutely something you've been battling with or working with. And it's not easy work energy, but you kind of, like I said, putting on your resilient coat and going, right, need to kind of sort this out. So that's your hopes and fears. You don't want it to be a struggle anymore. So if you've been struggling financially or something really positive could be coming through here if you're struggling financially. I've been having struggles around feeling like something's lacking. We've got as an outcome the Star, the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Cups. So this is a really, really positive outcome here. There's something that everybody can work with. It's like a really great resolution. The Star card feeling more hopeful for the future, peace and healing coming in, wishes coming true. It's a sense of being really guided. There's something new that's developing here that you're going to want to work on. This is the new seed that you've been contemplating, thinking about, how do I bring this in so it can help a situation grow, whether it's your own money or create opportunities at your work, or whether it's like you wanting to kind of, you're having to work with growth quite literally. But there's a positive shift with this Eight of Wands. There's a new focus and there's celebration around that, which is really good. I feel like you're getting organized, which is really fantastic. And so it feels like you're being very divinely guided. So, having the Empress, yes, expect a great outcome with the Empress. Absolutely. This is an abundant time where you can, you can celebrate some of these wins. You can take on some things. It makes it easier in some way when the Empress comes in to deal with conflicts or things that have felt like they were lacking. It's a fertile time to be resolving that, planting new seeds for growth, resolving tricky and difficult situations. It's actually a really fantastic time to be doing that and planting seeds that could have a very successful energy when it comes to love and money. So, but further down the track, it's kind of like you're planting it in some very fertile space and soil. So that feels really, positive to come through. So let's pull an affirmation card for you, Virgo. Let's pull an affirmation card. If this has got anything to do with like your relationship with your mother or your parents, and it's kind of feels like there's this sense of wanting to help them out in some way because something's been lacking, or that this is also a good energy to be helping someone. Everything I touch is a success. Yes, with the Empress around. Great time to be addressing stuff. I now establish A new awareness of success. I know I can be successful as I make up my mind to be. I move into the winning circle. Golden opportunities are everywhere for me. Prosperity of every kind is drawn to me. So I just feel like, this is like everything you touch is a success. Plant those seeds. It's time for that. It's really going to take charge of the situation. It can bring in a lot of healing, and especially if it's to do with your health or somebody else's health that you're helping out. So, fantastic energy to come through, Virgo. Let's pull a charm to finish this off. Got to get my little pillow happening here. A charm for Virgo. What is coming in for Virgo? A charm. Oh, okay. We've got the crown. I love this. The crown. It's bringing me to the crown. It looks a bit like the crown of the King of Wands. It's reminding me of, well, more that so than the Empress, but they did bring me to the Empress first. And this is, very much, taking charge. And the Sword King has got the crown as well coming through. So it's very much, this is an authority, stepping in as the authority figure that is coming through here. That really feels like you're stamping your authority on something, or, that just feels important for whatever reason. These are the main players in the situation, the kings and the queens and the empresses who are kind of taking charge and calling the shots. And there is this sense of, really stepping into your authority, being really strong. And that's what I get with the crown, very much taking charge of the situation. They're bringing it back to this Moses energy here, having faith and being strong and courageous. So that's it, Virgo. And I can see some wonderful outcomes coming in here with the Star card and the Empress. Beautiful energies, and the Wheel of Fortune as well. Beautiful energies to turn something around and turn something into a positive energy where it's something that you were really struggling with, or seeing that somebody was struggling. So that's it. So I'd love to hear what's going on for you. Please leave a comment, and please like, subscribe and share. If you're interested in my personal services, readings or healings, the link is in the description box below. And take care, Virgo.